After a big win on Wednesday snapped a 14-match winless streak, Tacoma Defiance is back at home tonight, where they'll play host to Oklahoma City Energy FC. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on ESPN+. I'm Andrew Harvey alongside Lamar Nagel. Lamar, great to have you with us tonight.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
So obviously that win for Tacoma against Las Vegas on Wednesday, a big one. They were already up 3-1 when Vegas started having players sent off. Vegas finished the match with 8 men, but you have to think from a momentum standpoint, that's a big 3 points for Tacoma.
Yeah, I think just getting a win on the road like that and under those conditions can really create character and hopefully a little bit of momentum for them.
Well, turning our attention to this match, Oklahoma City comes into town, and they are a team that has some real offensive power. One of those powerful weapons is a man that you're familiar with. It's Deshaun Brown.
Yeah, I played with Deshaun Brown at DC. Very, very liable to score a goal up top. I think he came in and scored 2 goals right away for us at DC. So somebody that Tacoma is definitely going to have to look to shut down.
Well, on the other side, who do you have your eye on for Tacoma Defiance?
Jesse Daly right now. I think just kind of a pit bull in the middle. 18 defensive actions in the last game, and so looking to continue that run.
Absolutely. Well, it's a great night for soccer here in Tacoma, and we'll see what Defiance has up their sleeve for Oklahoma City. Kickoff coming up next here on ESPN+. Welcome back into Cheney Stadium here on ESPN+. Moments away from kickoff between Tacoma Defiance and OKC Energy FC. Time now for our multi-care pre-match health report. Azriel Gonzalez, the lone man, unable to be selected by head coach Chris Little this evening after undergoing surgery to repair a broken bone in his foot. Let's take a look at the starting 11 for Oklahoma City. And Lamar, we talked about Deshaun Brown in our first segment, but obviously some very talented attacking options elsewhere in that lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. Seattle will be familiar with Cordell Cato, who has a lot of speed and is out there on the right, I believe, today. Javon Watson also very dangerous going forward, but Deshaun Brown definitely likes to take advantage, and I saw that firsthand when I was with DC with him.
On the other side of the equation, looking at Tacoma Defiance, Jesse Daly's going to have a busy night, but that back four, Hines, Rogers, Campbell, and Burt Gilroy. Burt Gilroy, of course, starting at right back for Denzel Ulysses, who was away on international duty with the Haitian U23s.
Yeah, filling in at right back. I thought he's done a very good job, but a smart player. You know, he's a midfielder, center midfielder, so he's able to kind of fill in pretty quickly and learn his role.
Your referee tonight is Farad Dadko. Assistant referees Babakar Jallo and Seth Martin. The fourth official is Joe Tompkins. Tacoma in the black kits with white trunks. They'll move from right to left on your screen here in the first half. Oklahoma City in all white will head back the other way. And Lamar, right off the bat, this Defiance lineup, 7 players who are getting the start tonight also started that midweek win against Las Vegas Lights FC. Oklahoma City didn't have a midweek match. As a player, even when you're as young as some of these players, what goes into trying to manage your workload and fatigue? Because Chris Little can only make 3 changes tonight.
Yeah, I think hopefully it just goes into a continued run of form. They had a good performance earlier this week, so hopefully they can continue that. I know obviously the workload is a bit of an issue, but honestly I think at this point they're going to be going all out. They got to get results, so they definitely want to get them at home.
You couldn't ask for a better evening for soccer here in the South Sound. One of those nice things about the Pacific Northwest is it's never too hot to do anything, even in the depths of the summer months. Very agreeable temperatures here at Cheney Stadium. There is Deshaun Brown over the ball, set to get us underway on Farad Dodko's whistle. And here we go, 90 minutes of USL Championship action. Ball in there by Handwala Bwana. Bwana, one of 3 players under contract with Sounders FC who are in the starting 11 tonight. The other 2, Jonathan Campbell at center back, and of course homegrown goalkeeper Trey Muse.
Yeah, I think Bwana sitting at that number 10 position, I'd definitely like to see him take over the game at times. He definitely has the ability. It's just a matter of is he going to do it?
Here's Kyle Highland to take this early throw in. And he goes back to Atiba Harris. Harris, of course, a well-established veteran presence from his time in Major League Soccer. And an early whistle. That time, I believe Marlon Vargas, the guilty party there along the near sideline. That's Omar Gordon, who has been given a less than cordial welcome to Tacoma.
Maybe just Tacoma trying to set the tone early that this is going to be a little bit of a fight.
Rafael Garcia to take the free kick. Garcia back in the 11 tonight after serving a suspension for yellow card accumulation back on July 20th. That one gets away. This falls through for Hopiau. Hopiau loses his footing but recovers quickly. Pardon me, this is Hopiau here. It was Diaz on the ball earlier. Atencia resets to Campbell.
Yeah, I think Tacoma needs to figure out a way to capitalize on mistakes like that, especially early on.
Turning quickly here for Diaz on his left foot. That one rolls in for Lorendi. Definitely Tacoma is a team that has a lot of pace, Lamar. They really can eat up large amounts of space quickly, but the trick for them so far this year has been winning second balls at midfield and getting themselves those opportunities to break into space. There's another look at that foul just now. Oh, Daly in aggressively. I think one of the biggest surprises from that midweek fixture against Las Vegas is that Jesse Daly did not wind up in the referee's book. Low cross in here. Still a loose rebound. One cleared away by Jonathan Campbell, who's trying to reorganize the back line. Cato. Highland. Searching cross, looking for Brown. Omar Gordon wins the header. And Daly shuffles it to the near sideline. Campbell, the diving header for the clear.
Yeah, Tacoma just taking a little bit of sustained pressure right now. They're going to have to try to get the ball up the field and get a little bit of possession.
Burke Gilroy intercepts Highland's pass. Goes to Diaz. Atencio looking to switch the play. Rogers here. Burke Gilroy. Hopiau cuts inside against Gordon. carrying on here. Highland, sliding challenge, concedes the first corner of the match. You see there, just the small touches for Shannon Hopiau have improved so much since he arrived at the club.
Absolutely, even the difference from last year. Hopiau, I think his decision making and obviously that kind of crisp touch has definitely increased, so he definitely can make an impact really quickly.
And Wallabwana for the outswinger. Well, nicked away at the back post. I believe that was Ibiaga that got the first header to it. It's out for a Tacoma throw on the near sideline. Daly muscled off the ball there. One back by a retreating Diaz. Burke Gilroy trying the ball over the top, loses out to Harris. Garcia. Callum Ross ahead for Gordon.
See Burke getting forward there. That's one of the positives of having a strong midfielder playing on the outside back. They're able to get forward and control the ball and get chances as well.
To the near sideline now for Alvin Jones. Alvin Jones, a name that might be doubly familiar to people in this region. Has an older brother, Joven, that plays soccer relatively locally. And also scored what will probably in this country wind up being an infamous goal in a CONCACAF hexagonal qualifier against the U.S. men's national team. Ball out wide for Vargas. Buana goes limp. It comes back to Daly.
It's a good possession for Tacoma to switch from side to side. You go pressure him, maybe draw him out, and create some more space in the middle. I like how Diaz is coming off the center backs, but you do need that run in behind. That's exactly what we just got.
Well, just from a quick glance out at the attacking third for Tacoma, you see the size of Ibiaga, Harris, even Jones over there on the right side. It doesn't seem like Defiance are probably going to win very many balls in the air tonight, as there's a deft spin by Hopiau to retain position. What happens then when you are smaller than your opponent coming into the final third? How does that have to change how you attack?
Well, yeah, you have to find a different way to beat them. Obviously, if they're winning everything in the air, you got to end up keeping the ball on the ground, and that's like they did before. They have a possession. If it gets too crowded in there, you bring it out, draw the defense out, and then try from another angle. And that's exactly what they did.
Hines wanted Vargas with his first touch. Comes through to Jones.
I think Tacoma's going to do well if they try to sustain pressure here, but looks like they're about to break.
Ball one back. Now here's Hopiau. Hopiau going straight ahead. A right-footed shot there by Handwala Buana is blocked at the point of attack, and it comes back to Jonathan Campbell. Hines and Buana losing out there. Javon Watson tried to go right ahead to Brown. Oklahoma City still on the front foot here. Omar Gordon bullied off the ball, drew the free kick on advantage. Wasn't sure whether it was Atencio or Burke Gilroy that drew the foul, but the odds are probably at least one of them fouled Omar Gordon in that situation. The pile up there. That's kind of a key part of Gordon's game, isn't it, Lamar? Just he's so poised on the ball. While Lorendi's going to have to be poised here. Just coming back to Gordon. You know, the ball tends to stick to that guy's feet. A little bit tough to get him dispossessed.
Yeah, and when a player has that ability and is also strong on the ball, it's very tough to get them off. And one of the only ways is the way you just saw it, is to foul him, unfortunately. Very good spot from Hanwala. Pick up the ball and able to run at the back line.
Driving forward here is Buana, wide for Vargas. Vargas shut down a little by Jones there.
There's that size coming into play again.
We'll just see it here. Yeah, perfectly legal shoulder charge, just kind of a physics equation a little bit there. It's been a long time since I had to draw a box chart, but I'm pretty sure I could come up with something appropriately approximate for that one. And Jesse Daly's won the free kick. Callum Ross is going to get that universal talking to. Lamar, at the professional level, players all know that they're not allowed to jump in front of a free kick being taken. Is it just a matter of you do it and you make the referee come over and give you the quick chat anyway?
A lot of times it's a matter of not wanting the other team to play quickly. So you kind of break the play down, make them go back. Sometimes you're just upset about the call anyway, so you just stand there just to be spiteful. I've done both.
Jones, short throw along the near side. Turn there by Hopiao. He pushes to the left side, and Buana is in here, and a block as it got beyond Lorendi. Christian Ibiaga comes up as the hero for Oklahoma City here in the 12th minute.
Yeah, it seems as if that's where Tacoma is going to find their success, is getting balls in behind the midfield and then running at the defense.
Vargas here. He's dispossessed with a sliding challenge that will roll out the far touchline and be a Tacoma throw.
It's going to be hard for them to win balls in the air, as we were talking about earlier, off crosses. So I think Hanwala and Hopa now running at them is one of the more effective ways they're going to get on the score sheet.
Bert Gilroy back to Rogers. Hines. Certainly there's a lot of responsibility given to the fullbacks in the system run here by Chris Little. Do a lot of defending, but then you are still expected to use the pace that you have to play in this system to get forward and create genuine attacking opportunities going one-on-one. And then if you get beat and lose the ball, you still have to get back and cover your slot.
Yeah, no, there's a lot to be asked of these outside mids today, and a lot of systems seem to be going that way. When you have your midfielders tucking in, the only way to get width is your outside backs, and those guys have to be up and down. So a lot of credit to these effective outside backs. And Nick Hines definitely has the potential to be one of those players. He's got the motor and he's got the skill on both ends. So.
Furtive long ball attempt over the top by Campbell there. It's Cato coming the other way, though. He squares to Ross, has Highland on the overlap to the outside. Gordon gets there first, now to Highland. Gordon tries the low ball in. And a nifty first touch there. Gordon slides in with emphasis. Hopiao wants the call there, and Gordon is going to see yellow for this challenge here in the 14th minute. Lamar, is this a card for you?
Yeah, I mean, if he leaves that second leg out, I think he can get away with it, but bringing the other leg around, it's almost a tackle from behind.
Well, Gordon going to plead his case, as many a player has done.
Yeah.
pretty much universally unsuccessfully.
Yeah. I mean, he got the ball with the 1 foot, but then, as I said before, the other foot wraps around, and, yeah, that's going to get called every single time.
Yellow card, Oklahoma City Energy Football Club, number 91, Omar Gordon.
Defiance elect to retain possession on the restart. Here's Atencio. Atencio for Vargas. He lifts that ball in the air.
Well played.
Savvy move by Kyle Highland to just tap that ball backwards.
Show a bit of calm in your own box.
Gordon slicing in here. A right-footed shot from him. Trey Muse has to tip that over the bar. Gordon really just uncorks that one.
Yeah, a great shot anywhere left or right. He would have, Trey Muse would have had a little bit more trouble with it.
Well, it seems to be confusion from players on both sides about which corner this will be taken from. That one pretty much came right down the middle of the goal. It'll be from the near corner. And it is Rafael Garcia over to take it.
These could be dangerous, as you said, with the size difference from OKC to Tacoma.
Garcia to the back post. Headed by Watson. Brown trying to get mixed up in there, and free kick's gone against someone. I think it was called on Javon Watson, who may have pushed off against Atencio there. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Buana. Out wide to Vargas. Will come inside. That one takes an awkward deflection. Gone out for a corner. Well, for a Tacoma side who have at times looked unwilling to cut inside and pull the trigger this season, you see a lot of that here in the early goings. We'll see how they can capitalize on this set piece. Buana drives in the outswinger. Dropping toward the top of the 18. Burt Gilroy. Oof, nearly got into it with Rafael Garcia there. Daly. Wide for Campbell now, who's still forward. Campbell. Well, I'm sure he'd like to have another go at that.
Yeah, sometimes you get caught in between. If you're going to try to wrap it around with your shot or cross it, I think he might have got a little bit caught in between there. Probably doesn't usually find himself out on the left wing too often.
Could feel a little bit like uncharted territory for a player who lives in the middle of the park. There's Ross, strong in possession. Pass is a little bit mislaid, though. Diaz comes wide to Hopiao. He has some options inside, but first has to get around Highland. Hopiao. Well, a lot of hard work there. Nearly retains the ball, but in the end it's nicked away. Gordon going forward for Deshaun Brown. Not going to get the call there. The pressure from Oklahoma City, Lamar, a little bit, I don't want to say disjointed because that seems like a derisive comment, but the truth is between Brown, Gordon, and Cato, they cover so much ground, the three of them, that you're able to press really without committing too many numbers forward.
Yeah, Tacoma doing a good job of finding the midfield and finding the forwards. Like I said before, Alec Diaz coming off and kind of picking up in front of their defense and then laying it off outside to Hopiao and Vargas, who've looked dangerous cutting in.
Brown wins it back there. His pass is short and won away by Burke Gilroy. "20 minutes gone here in the first half. No score from Cheney Stadium. Tacoma Defiance acquitting themselves well in the opening half as Vargas just loses his footing a little bit on that playing surface out there. Cato. Into the left alley goes Cato. Burke Gilroy defending.
Looks like Cato ended up switching sides with Gordon. Sometimes coaches will do that if a player's particular attributes might work well against the other outside players. They might switch him. Looks like that's what they've done.
Highland teeing up the throw in here. Cato on the volley. Well, always a tough proposition, trying to settle that volley with your first touch and get it just right. Have to hit it high enough that it gets over the defenders, but low enough that it gets under the bar. You couldn't do it there.
Yeah, sometimes on top of the ball, you feel a little bit rushed as players are running out towards you. You feel like you got to hit it really before you do. That's what it looked like ended up happening.
Fans follow Tacoma Defiance and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+. Home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+, and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at espnplus.com. Harris. Ibiaga, Highland. When you look at the difference between these two clubs' rosters, this Oklahoma City team, just such a strong veteran core. Guys who've been playing for a very long time at highest level here in the United States and representing their countries internationally. Highland looking to drop a ball into Ross there. That one bound for the byline, kept alive. Highland might get to it. He does, and it's out for a goal kick. Does that level of veteran leadership that Oklahoma City has, does it kind of lower or maybe even remove the margin for error for Tacoma?
Absolutely. I think kind of capitalizing on mistakes or understanding where you are in the game. You know, there's a lot that veterans bring to the table when it comes to they've seen so many games compared to these young guys. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I think Tacoma have done a good job so far of kind of taking advantage of the wide spaces. So hopefully they keep doing that, and Vargas and Hopiao can make something happen.
Nick Hines really looking for an option there on that throw-in on the near sideline. Lamar, have you ever kind of been a man on an island standing there with the ball in your hands waiting for someone to make the run to get open.
Yeah, and as time presses on, you feel more and more pressure to just throw it in. And that's usually what ends up happening. The longer you sit on the ball, the less chances you have.
Hines really does like to pick his spot. Beautiful play by Campbell there to deny the through ball for Brown.
Yeah, sometimes just getting the ball in play is the best option, even if it's just getting the ball right back.
Well, as Hines discovered, he actually was booked for delaying the restart of play on a throw-in earlier this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Don't see many of those given out.
Yeah, you got to spend a lot of time on the ball, I think, to get a yellow for it.
A more strong play by Harris there in his own defensive third. Cato. Wide ball blocked that time by Vargas. Gordon mixing it up a little with Hines there on the near sideline. And Hines will get told to move the ball back. Rogers doesn't quite hit that ball as well as you'd hoped. Atencio there to partially clean it up. Tacoma wind up having to knock the ball out of play.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication there. I think Hanwalla was expecting Hines to start to get forward as Hines was kind of retreating.
Highland to Cato down by the byline. Alvin Jones looking for the return. Trey Muse going to call everyone off. Here's Callum Ross. Ross ahead for Brown. Brown's gone for goal. Can't quite put that one on target. And just keeps on rolling out for a throw-in. From the way Brown squared his hips, that really looked like a shot.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a shot. I think just running away from goal, a little off balance. It's going to be a difficult angle every single time. He hasn't been too involved, though, so I'm sure just wanting to get some touches, wanting to get a shot off. I know it can get lonely up top sometimes when you're not seeing the ball.
Well brought down by Watson that time. He tries to muscle it through. Vargas spins. Diaz making the run over the top. This ball might fall in for him. It's going to take him to a wide position, though. Has one option in the box. It's Hopiau. Diaz now. Going at Ibiaga. Hopiau brings that ball down. Vargas is onside. We had a great look at that line. Just onside is Marlon Vargas, as Tacoma now going to pull the ball back and possess. Oh, and a costly giveaway there. Gordon surging forward. Cuts inside. Atencio sparing his own blushes as Hines comes in to clean it up. Well, Tacoma stumble but don't fall there.
Yeah, a few simple mistakes that could have really cost them.
Just another mishit ball working its way to that near sideline. There's been some difficulty connecting for Tacoma there. Daly jumps in. That's an emphatic win. Jesse Daly wants to call his own number there. He's blocked by Javon Watson. Calvin Jones shuttles the ball from box to box, gets the quick return from Gordon, and Tacoma have it back.
Yeah, Jesse had a few options there. Numbers running up. Another one of those instances where definitely got to try to capitalize.
And Wallabwana knocked off the ball that time. He stayed down behind the play. And is back on his feet now, so Oklahoma City will keep playing. Daly flies in there. Bit of a frustration foul from Jesse Daly. Garcia in for Ross. Ross for Cato. Cato cuts it back himself. Burke Gilroy slides to the ground and at least slows him down.
Well done from Burke. This is going to be a real test. Cordell is going to be a handful out there.
A volley at the backside. Garcia can't put it on frame. And Burke Gilroy down while that ball's out of play. Get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Tacoma Defiance and click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on Tacoma Defiance's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Not the back pass that Trey Muse was hoping for, but he's dealt with it. Cato controls it with his first touch. Goes to Ross, gets the return. Lays it along the top of the line. Garcia going over the top, was hoping to link up with Ross. Shuffled away by Atencio. Jones to Gordon. Gordon's gone down there. Referee doesn't think it was worthy of a foul. Here comes Wallabwana. Hines on the overlap. Gets the ball. Hines goes to square. Nicked away from Alec Diaz, who was looking to cash in. And now quickly, Cato's going to look to stretch things the other way. Gordon takes over. Jones. Right in front of net. And the connection doesn't come off for Oklahoma City.
Very dangerous ball. Sometimes just putting them in behind the defense and in front of the goalie, you know, anything can happen. It can be an own goal. One of your guys can get on top of it. He only had one in the box, but it was a very good ball.
There just has not been space for Tacoma to work. Trying to get into that final third when Oklahoma City has time to drop back if they're not coming at them in transition. What has to change for Tacoma to try to break down this very well-organized energy defense?
I think just keeping good possession. It seems like when we have sustained possession, there's make mistakes with easy passes. And you end up losing it, and they come back at us. And we've had some good chances running at them in transition, but that's not what you really want to rely on for an entire game.
Hines, early cross from him. Hopia can't track it down at the far sideline.
It's a good ball, just hard to get the timing down when a player takes a quick touch and then crosses it quickly. If you're not, used to that player being out there or used to making those runs, it's difficult to get on. Very good ball. That might speak a little to the consistency and lineup. If you got players on the field that understand each other, it's a lot easier to have that fluid motion in offense. It's very difficult to create those relationships just, 1 or 2 games.
Watson wins this ball. Comes wide to Jones. Thrown into Ross, Gordon, Garcia, Watson, back toward Jones. He'll try a low cross and win a corner.
It's interesting seeing Watson in the middle of the field after playing for so long against him, seeing him on the outside and outside back. It's kind of fun seeing him in the middle, being creative.
And he's played a pretty significant role so far for Oklahoma City, helping them conduct things as they're moving forward to attack.
Yeah, he was always one of those creative defenders, so yeah, definitely had offense in him.
Kick on the way from Garcia. Over everyone's heads. Callum Ross tracks it down on the far side. Highland. Long floating ball from him. Cato. Garcia. Gordon looking to turn. Atencio clears it away.
Great touch.
This is Alec Diaz who's dropped into the wide slot. Hines. A little bit of space here has Hines. Goes for Vargas, through for Handwala Buana. The shot from him off the post. Rebound coming right back to Nick Hines. Immediately in with the secondary ball and just too much on it once again. Handwala Buana, boy, he really is able to find space just about anywhere, Lamar.
Yeah, a few quick touches. All you need is, a few inches to get a shot off, and that's exactly what Handwala did.
Jones. Fighting off Atencio there, gets around him. Sliding challenge from Hines. Boy, Hines came in from a long way away on that tackle. Managed to stay on his side and knock it out into touch. Right back to Jones, ho. Watson back toward Garcia. Pardon me, Highland rather. Abiaga goes all the way back. Orendi wants the hard reset. Callum Ross is there to fight against Jonathan Campbell. Diaz riding off pressure from Ibiaga.
Diaz has impressed me today. Coming off the center backs and collecting the ball and keeping possession. It's not an easy task, but he's done well. Wonder if that was part of the tactics, telling him, you know, you're probably not going to win the headers up top, so you need to find space underneath.
Well, certainly is one of those players who didn't play on the Wednesday fixture. They're counting on his energy to help keep him active up there. Well, about 4 minutes in stoppage time to go until the break. Lamar, what have you made of this first half so far?
A little back and forth. Tacoma's had some very good chances when they're countering in transition. Like you pointed out, it's going to be difficult, you know, playing against a big back line. But
there's one here for Hopiau. Hopiau, quick on his first touch. Ibiaga goes to ground and Highland clears it away. Tacoma still on the front foot here. Watson picks off that ball and ends the attack. Gordon quickly in transition, going ahead, headed away by Campbell, only as far as Ross.
Yeah, but I think Tacoma's had the better play this half, which is encouraging. But obviously, when you go into the half 0-0.
Gordon, tough time handling a hot ball from Watson there. Buana turns in pressure, scoops it away to Atencio. They're going to come quickly to Diaz. Diaz stuck a leg out at it, but couldn't get on the end of that ball. Hines put under pressure by Brown there. Jones, Gordon, Garcia. Gordon gets to this ball. A circle of defenders around him. And he almost still found a way through. Highland tries to just blast one in. Here's Cato. Cato from long range, he won't put it on frame.
Got a corner.
Took a touch on the way out. Third of the match for Oklahoma City. Garcia's been sending him in from the right. He'll do it from the left as well. Corner sailing in through a lot of traffic, a couple bodies on the deck as it rolls out the far side. Sam Rogers has stayed down here and appears to be in a great deal of pain. Not saying he doesn't want the trainer, though.
It might be one of those injuries where you just need a couple seconds.
Might be exactly one of those injuries, Lamar. I think that's about all we have to say about that. Well, it'll be a throw-in from the near side, taken by Highland. Pretty much a corner kick from him, and it leads to a bona fide corner. Garcia into the mixer. And out for a goal kick. We'll play 1 minute of added time here at Cheney Stadium as we hit first half stoppage time. Mara, I think your assessment of this first 45, chances at both ends, just neither team able to convert. Some very stout defending, and at other times some very desperate defending being done by each of these squads.
Yeah, I think Tacoma will be confident going into the second half. They've had some very good play. I think OKC, they're sort of relying on set plays and the mistakes of Tacoma. So if Defiance is able to clean that up a little bit, they'll be okay in the second half.
Now, Ross making sure that foul gets called. Immediately restarted by the Energy. Whistle's gone for the end of the first half. We reach the break 0-0 between Tacoma Defiance and Oklahoma City Energy FC. We'll take a break here on ESPN Plus. When we return, we'll take a look at some scores, standings, and a look around the rest of the USL Championship. Don't go away. Gonzalez, a first touch cross back inside for Dylan, and a goal! Inside the 18, shot, pushed wide!
Loose in front, it's Freighter! What a hit!
He plays it into the box, headed down,
oh
and
my
Freighter!
Kiesewetter in for the goal! Cross, Kiesewetter is in!
Asante outside the box, Asante, goal!
It's Rios! It's a great cross! Daniel Rios again!
Ryan Brown sends it, and it's a goal!
Ryan Brown! Lubin, what a save! A second save, loose in front! Lubin guarding the post.
Denied by McCarthy!
A lot more height on it. McCarthy, a great save! On the volley! Oh, what a save! Newton again.
Collier curls, saved.
Ooh, looking for a shooting lane, coming aloft. Picked
Decoy with a touch. Great save, Tempakis.
Shot on, Tempakis with a great save. Nice little 1-2. Caleb Richards. Richards getting it back. Caleb Richards.
Douglas Martinez able to put it back in.
Martinez puts it back to Coffee. Goal!
Lofted ball in. Williamson.
Good build up here for Portland Timbers too. Good chance for Williamson.
Swinging away. Header. Robertson. Follow up in from Lobo. Well, the header comes in. A great save and on the follow.
Outside at the top of the box. It's dangerous from there. What a fantastic finish.
Welcome back into Cheney Stadium here on ESPN Plus in Tacoma, Washington. Through 45 minutes, 0-0 between Tacoma Defiance and Oklahoma City Energy FC. I'm Andrew Harvey alongside Lamar Nagel. Lamar, very interesting first half here, but before we get into that, let's take a look at some of the other action going on around the USL Championship. Here are some scorelines from some of today's action, as well as some other major matches. You can see here, a lot going on. Orange County FC and Sacramento Republic at the half, 0-0. That'll be a big game. Playoff implications in that one. But San Antonio FC, they've been putting in a lot of strong performances. Phoenix Rising, still hot. Austin Bold, 1-0 over Fresno. A lot of action going on here in the Western Conference.
Yeah, absolutely. Impressed with Phoenix. Obviously, they've been on a very good run of form. I spent some time with them, so I definitely familiar with some of those guys and glad to see them doing well.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the standings here in the Western Conference. And you can see right there, Phoenix Rising FC, really those top 3, 4 now, thanks to this result from Austin Bold, but really starting to try to differentiate themselves a little bit from the rest of that playoff pack. Everyone looking to get into those top 10 spots to punch your ticket to the postseason, but still, obviously, 14 matches at least to go for a lot of these clubs.
Yeah, definitely. Still a lot of time. Still a lot of time to get hot. Hopefully, we can go on a good run of form and pick up some points.
And finally, let's take a look at some of the other major headlines from around the league. And obviously, right off the bat, Tacoma Defiance, always very big when they can pull up youngsters. Indy 11, St. Louis FC, both in the same Spain right now, drawing some academy talent in. Las Vegas Lights FC, also currently wearing organ donation kits that have some organs. I'm doing a terrible job of describing this to you, Lamar. But, Lamar, are you an organ donor?
Something you have to see for yourself.
Yeah,
yes, I am. Yes,
absolutely. Me as well, and you should be too. Absolutely. So a great cause by Las Vegas Lights FC. And obviously, that final big note is, there's a look at the kits right there. Yeah, the neon aspect.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, I don't like to give clubs credit for anything. But those are pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool, and a great cause as well. So kudos to Las Vegas.
Absolutely. And, of course, our final bullet point, Orange County SC, right on the cusp of that playoff picture right now. Like we said, 0-0 at the half between them and Sacramento Republic FC. They had a big result last week against Reno 1868 in a 4-1 win. Darwin Jones poured in a brace. Darwin, a guy that I'm sure you're familiar with from your playing days. And, of course, Orange County will be back here against Tacoma on August 9th, and just, still Darwin Jones doing what made him notable when he was here.
That looks exactly like the Darwin Jones I know. Very well done.
So another goal for him. Never a bad day when you bag a brace, right, Lamar?
Yeah, absolutely.
You bagged a brace. You bagged a brace here at Cheney Stadium last year, didn't you?
Yeah, I might have. Yeah.
They all play together.
Yeah.
Well, no one's bagged a brace here in this one. No one's even found the back of the net. It is 0-0 at halftime between Tacoma Defiance and Oklahoma City Energy FC. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have your first half highlights and kickoff in the second half. Welcome back into Cheney Stadium here in Tacoma, Washington. Just about set for the start of the second half. 0-0 through the first 45 minutes, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't any action. Andrew Harvey alongside Lamar Nagel for you. And Lamar, let's break down these first half highlights. As we see them start to roll on our screen, what really jumps out to you here?
I think Opiaga just throwing himself out there across the line. Here, obviously, a good shot by Gordon. Trey Muse, a little bit of work to do. And then this game hasn't been too nice. There's been a few fouls in it, but Tacoma Defiance sticking with it here. And then a very good chance from Hanwala. I know he'll want that one back, but Tacoma looking really good.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, both these sides having some strong opportunities, and now it's just a matter of what's going to happen. You were talking to me at the break, and you're just saying, you know, if Tacoma gets that one chance and capitalizes on it, you think that they're going to be able to keep Oklahoma City to zeros here on the night?
Yeah, I think they've done a very good job of putting together a 45. A few mistakes, and I think that's where OKC has the possibility to capitalize and actually get a goal. I haven't seen too much build up from them or too many offensive chances from them outside of mistakes.
Omar Gordon is the lone man in referee Farad Dodko's book. He was given a yellow card 15 minutes into the match. Everyone else is still good to go. So we'll see what happens. Defiance in black with white shorts, moving from left to right on your screen here in the second half. Assistant referees just finishing their checks on the goal.
Talk about critical moments in soccer in the first 5 minutes. Beginning a half is definitely one of them, so we'll see how both teams come out.
And Tacoma takes the opening kickoff, and right off the bat, a couple players pushing forward. Oklahoma City also fired up. Amar, if you're Oklahoma City head coach Steve Cook, what do you say in the locker room at halftime to get your team fired up for the next 45?
Yeah, he's probably getting into him a little bit, trying to get a reaction out of him. Pretty stagnant first half from OKC, it seems. Just with the players on the field, the veterans like we were talking about earlier, you think that they would have a good reaction. So I'm interested to see how they come out in the second half.
Buana for Daly. Buana.
Looks like they're trying to get Buana on the ball a lot more in this half.
Long run of possession here for Defiance. Getting things started in the second 45. Amar, anytime you can rattle off that long chain of possession, get those 25, 35 passes together in a row, do you need to generate a promising offensive chance, or at the very least not have a giveaway like this? Deshaun Brown looking to stretch things the other way. Gordon hits the overlap, and Brown hits Gordon. Brown toward goal. Kind of an optimistic effort from Omar Gordon.
Yeah, not too many people getting in the box there. Unfortunately for him, he was looking for that near post run, and it wasn't there.
Hopiau fights his way free, and quite literally fought his way free. He's given away a free kick.
Yeah, sometimes having that sustained possession for a long time is a great way to take the air out of another team's sails, and especially like I was talking about in the beginning of a half, the first 5 minutes, it's a great way for them to kind of kill the other team's momentum just in case they were fired up in the locker room.
Just saw another look at Hopiau tied up with Cato there. Wasn't any argument on his part. Cody Lorendi looking for the distribution. Hines down for Vargas. Vargas finds Hopiau here. Hopiau draws Lorendi. Can he drop it back? Hopiau on his right foot, and he's put it on the outside of the net. Out for a goal kick.
Yeah, just sometimes when you get in the box, and especially if the goalie's close, you get your head down, and he had a few options, but elected to take it himself.
Just see it slice across the top of his boot there as he came underneath it.
Being a former offensive player, I'm never too critical of players when they take a shot themselves.
Well, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
Looks like it'll be Alvin Jones. Well, I'm going to leave it for Javon Watson. We'll just play it short. Back by Tacoma. Ibiaga ties up with Hopia there along the near side. Yeah, Daly and enthusiastically winds up giving away the free kick.
Yeah, that's a spot that doesn't really need to happen. They're facing their goal. It's kind of giving away possession, really. Create a moment where you're sustaining pressure in their half. They're playing backwards, but now they have a free kick. Everybody can get up, and now they're playing in your half.
Big restart from Lorendi, won by Sam Rogers. Deshaun Brown. Gordon. Gordon goes to the far post. And unable to cash in on that side was Callum Ross. Another close call for Oklahoma City.
Yeah, they seem to be getting a little bit more run of play than they were in the first half. It's a couple crosses from Gordon on this right side.
Jones. Early ball in from Jones, controlled by Burt Gilroy. He's got a little bit of time to deal with it. Cross from the left side comes in. Hines able to deal with it. Can't manage the clearance though. Alvin Jones to Gordon. He's going right in against Campbell. Drop back to Ross. Tacoma lifts it away. They're around a lunging tackle from Watson. Buana runs through a challenge. Referee was playing advantage, and Callum Ross will be booked for that here in the 53rd.
Yeah, dangerous tackle from behind. That's always going to be a yellow.
Broke up what looked like it might wind up being a promising counterattack too. Pretty much anytime a player fouls someone from behind, right around midfield, as they're starting to develop into a breakaway. You notice those guys never argue against the card that they're given.
Yeah, they know exactly what they're doing. That was a little dangerous, though. A tackle where you're lifting both your feet up from behind. You know, you're always giving the ref the opportunity for a red card instead of a yellow. If you'd have caught a little bit more of them, it could have been worse.
Alan Garcia, pretty cynical challenge there as well. Amar, your thoughts on this tackle?
Yeah, just I think they've recognized Handwalla as being one of the more dangerous players and want to stop him at all costs. He was picking up the ball in front of their back line in the last half and running at him and causing them problems, so they definitely don't want that. They'd elect a free kick rather than him running at him with the ball.
Buono will take the free kick. 4 in the wall for Oklahoma City. Cordell Cato out there pulling the wall into position. Basically winds up being a 6-man wall. Cato tagged in on the end there, along with Vargas.
Yeah, Vargas just trying to block the goalie's view.
And the service comes straight to the hands of Larendi. Worth noting that next year you won't see Marlon Vargas in that wall. Those changes to the game brought into effect by IFAB. One of the changes is that players who are the beneficiaries of a free kick can no longer be within 1 meter of the wall, and that's definitely going to change the way that free kicks are taken.
Yeah, that's an interesting new rule.
Garcia calls his own number there and doesn't get the ball the way he was hoping.
Jesse Daly's one of those midfield players that does a lot of work that kind of goes unseen. On the last play, getting back and helping out at left back, where they can't break out quickly, is something that doesn't really go on the stat sheet but means a lot.
Helps break up that too after an unforced turnover on the restart by Trey Muse. Definitely have to think that Chris Little is going to need Jesse Daly down the stretch here, but Daly also went the full 90 on Wednesday night. He had a very active game and maybe a bit of a reactive game. He drew a lot of fouls. You have to wonder how his body's holding up after what was a very brutal night on the pitch.
Yeah, those midweek games can take a toll, and you might not feel it at the beginning of the games on the weekend, but definitely leading into 60, 70 minutes, it starts to wear on you.
Daly looking to distribute. Goes to Vargas. Ahead for Hines, as Hines had the pace to recover that ball. He slides in. The referee giving the benefit of the doubt to the defender there. Goal kick.
Hines went to run inside just a second before that ball was played. Kind of threw off the timing a little bit.
A couple of Oklahoma City players not happy with the decision to award the throw in there. Buana cuts back against Watson. Just tries to scoop that ball through. He's looking to link up with Hopiau. Now it's Cato. Gordon holds up his run for the ball.
OKC a little bit slow on the transition there.
Daly going ahead for Hopiau. The flag stays down. Early cross from Hopiau. Just cuts it too close to goal. Cordell Cato to Shorn Brown. Rafael Garcia. Now, ticking toward the hour mark here at Cheney Stadium in Lamar, it just feels like some of the finesse has gone out of some of these balls being played by both sides.
Yeah, just a little bit. To start off, I think OKC was looking very dangerous getting crosses in. But that's kind of died down as they cross it in, as I say that. But yeah, you're right. Like I said, the transition from OKC was a little bit slower. That might be from sustained pressure from Tacoma and have a little bit of possession. The legs get kind of run out of you, and it's hard to really transition and get back down the field in a hurry. But
well, Lamar, I want to congratulate you. We didn't really do a lot to draw attention to it, but this is your first soccer broadcast, and the reason we didn't have to draw attention to it is you're not able to tell. You're doing a heck of a job, but that officially is your first inundation of the broadcaster's curse, my friend. So congratulations. you're now part of the essential psychological phenomenon that you'll say something hasn't been happening and then it immediately happens in front of you on the pitch.
yeah, it's interesting being on this side of the call.
Well, we've hit the hour mark, and like you mentioned a few minutes ago, Lamar, now we're going to see of those 7 players that were in the starting 11 on Wednesday night, who still has enough in the tank to go those final 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think it just depends on how this game ends up playing out. Obviously, if guys start to look fatigued and are becoming a tactical target, then they'll probably get subbed out. But if not, I think Tacoma's doing a good enough job to keep this going.
Watson, some really nice dribbling, but a better interception by Burt Gilroy there. He's got Hopiau making the run up the near side. Hopiau squaring off against Highland. Daly, the far side for Vargas. Vargas tries to loop that one back post. Goes over the head of Diaz. Burt Gilroy was trying to tee up the volley, but the ball bounced just before he struck it. It's gone out.
Another one of those instances you might have a little bit more time than you expect. You got a guy running out, the ball bouncing, so it's difficult to time that in those instances.
Big save, Trey Muse. Deshaun Brown shocking everyone in the stadium, getting that opportunity seemingly out of nothing. And Muse off his line, a little bit banged up too. And he's going to go down as the ball's gone out of play. Referee sees it right away. Another look at that opportunity here. Just a quick developing chance. See Rogers not able to match the pace of Brown there.
Yeah, huge save from Trey Muse. That's ones you love to see from your goalie.
It is again. There's Looked like he tweaked the knee a little bit. He says he's good to continue, waved away the trainers.
Like the bottom of Shorn's cleat just grazed his knee. Probably didn't feel too good. But the save probably makes it feel a lot better, I'm sure.
And once again, you talk about those little mistakes that can lead to big opportunities. That was one of them from Tacoma.
Yeah, and in every game, there are going to be mistakes. It's just a matter of how many and how big and who can step up to kind of stop it from becoming a problem. And Trey Muse was definitely up to the task on that one.
Garcia wins that ball at midfield. Callum Ross tries to poke it through for Brown, who's offside. Didn't become involved with the play, though, so we continue. That pressure from Oklahoma City forcing Hines. Knocked that ball out of play.
Yeah, that was a difficult ball to take first time.
Biaga ventures forward but is muscled off the ball. Hopiau trying to stretch things going the other way. Hopiau stays down behind the play after getting clattered into. And Burke Gilroy will roll the ball out. Mar, does this warrant a free kick to you, or is it just a shoulder-to-shoulder challenge?
Well, he definitely came in. He definitely came in late there. That could have been a lot worse.
Garcia doing the sporting thing, returning the ball to Tacoma. We're back underway. Hopiau able to regain his feet here, so he'll carry on in the 66th. Muse seems to have recovered well from that knock a few moments ago. Hopiau looks just fine to continue as well. Brown wins that ball. Early shot from Brown. Gone out for a goal kick.
Yeah, Brown definitely taking his chances in this half. He's had a few shots. Nothing on target, though, other than the Trey Muse save.
Sort of a reversal of fortunes for Deshaun Brown, who had a really tough time getting to the ball in that first 45. Tacoma made it very clear they were doing what they could to isolate him from this match.
Yeah, he's definitely seen the ball a little bit more in this half.
Hines goes for goal himself. Lorendi forced for a diving save. Did he get a piece of that? No,
shot.
Just a goal kick. Well, Hines adding a bit of spice to this match as Chris Little goes to make his first change. We'll see the introduction of Danny Robles coming on for Alec Diaz. Lamar, what did you make of Alec Diaz's 68 minutes here tonight?
Very impressed with the first half. He was coming off the back line, collecting the ball, and allowing Tacoma to move completely up the field.
Here's that opportunity from Hines. Didn't miss by much. Robles involved quickly. He goes ahead for Vargas.
Change was made in the 68th minute of the match.
Now Lamar, this an interesting formational shift for Tacoma. Robles not an out-and-out forward. So Hopiao going to slot inside and go into that middle slot to replace Diaz, and it pushes Handwalla Buana out to the wing, where we kind of were remarking to each other before the match. That's sort of his natural position out there.
Yeah, we'll see if he can be a little bit more effective out there. I think he did a very good job at number 10, picking up the ball in spaces and running at the defense. Obviously, it just didn't really, nothing really came to fruition there, no goals, but hopefully on the outside he can be a little bit more effective.
Buana unable to connect on that pass backward to Daley Brown, wrapped up there at midfield. Sam Rogers conceding the free kick on the midway line. Well, I think maybe that, Lamar just a bit of a grab with that last mistake that put Brown in one-on-one with Trey Muse fresh on Sam Rogers' mind, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Don't want that to happen again. Sometimes, just like OKC was doing, it's easier to take the foul at the halfway line than allow anything to happen.
One of the things we talk about a lot here at Cheney Stadium is the playing surface. Obviously, it's a full 110 by 70 grass. A lot of people are really happy about that. The one thing that you cannot change, the sight lines from the way that the pitch sits here in the bowl can be a little bit awkward sometimes. You see that a lot with goalkeepers. Both for Defiance and for visitors sometimes have difficulty gauging where the touch line is.
Yeah, it can be a little disorienting for sure. Even for outside players as well. I know coming and playing on converted baseball fields, it's a little difficult to get your bearings at times. But I think Trey Muse has a better idea of on the last couple, he's tried to kick it outside instead of down the middle. Kicking it down the middle towards their center backs, we're not going to have a very good chance of winning those balls. But on the outside, we can definitely make sure it's not coming right back down at us.
This is Garcia past midfield. He's picked out Gordon. Jones on the overlap. He'll get the ball. Hines quickly in there to break it up.
Yeah, good read from Hines. See the overlapping run, able to cut it out in time.
Gordon fighting his way through here. Up to Ross, back to Garcia. Square to Highland. Highland low ball there. That one takes a deflection. Trey Muse to his left and falls on top of it. Cordell Cato nearly the beneficiary of a friendly bounce. It looked like up off a foot.
Yeah, sometimes those long distance shots through traffic are difficult for the keeper. Trey Muse having a little bit more work to do in this half, but he's done well.
Campbell reads that out of the air. Doesn't want to go back to Muse under pressure. Jesse Daly looking for that home run ball over the top. Hopiao trying to stretch this back line. Vargas, promising turnover for him. Can he get the shot off? To his right foot, he keeps it on the ground. And Wallabwana disrupted as the ball was coming off his foot. Draws the corner. There are subs waiting on the midway line, but we'll wait to see if they elect to wait until after the kick. Wana hobble getting back to his feet.
Good move. I know he's going to want that one back. First touch took a little bit too far from him. Probably wanted a little bit closer and able to wrap around that ball.
So we'll have the first of those changes made now. It's the first substitution of the night for Oklahoma City. Cordell Cato is coming off. Jonathan Brown heading on now. 2 goals and an assist on the year for him. Oklahoma going to go right ahead and make their second change, bringing off Callum Ross in favor of Christian Isley. And of course, Tacoma going to wait as the man who was about to come out is the one striking this corner. The ball in from Buana, headed away by Deshaun Brown. It's dropped all the way back in defense. Here comes Jonathan Brown. Hines gets it away from him. And that'll be the last action of the night for Hendwalla Buana, coming off in favor of Ray Serrano here in the 76th. Lamar, what'd you make of the 76 minutes out of Hendwalla Buana tonight?
He did well. He had a couple chances. Obviously, he's going to want those back. I know whenever you have a couple opportunities that don't go in, especially ones off the post, you're going to be thinking about them for a couple days. I still think he could have taken over the game just a little bit more with his potential and his skill, but still a solid outing.
Alvin Jones in here for Garcia. Highland gets that one beyond Trey Muse. 77 minutes in. And Kyle Highland striking from long range, low to the far post. Well, he tried this shot just a few minutes ago, but boy, it comes off in dramatic fashion here.
A few people really close to getting the block on that, but he did well to get away from the defender, and all you need is a couple feet.
Assisted by number 23, Javon Watson. Oklahoma City Energy Football Club, first goal scored by number 3, Kyle Highland.
See how this changes the dynamic and the energy on the field.
Well, it's the first goal of the season for Kyle Highland, and if the scoreline holds, it'll be a very important one for Oklahoma City Energy FC. Highland. Pushing to the byline. Space there for the cross. Vargas controls it only as far as Garcia. Alvin Jones, the return ball. Highland. That time he's on the wrong side of the net. But he's certainly not feeling any pain after skidding into the warning track. Vargas squares to Daly. Some room for him to work. Here's Ray Serrano. Robles. Robles, nifty through ball there. Poked away, still loose inside the area. Appeals for a penalty, and boy, Tacoma Defiance getting right in referee Farad Dodko's face. As there was a massive collision on the ball. And tempers starting to rise here at Cheney Stadium.
Just off first glance, it did seem like he went down pretty hard. I'm not sure if...
Here's another look at it, Lamar. What do you think?
I think he saw the contact coming and kind of played it up a little. It was definitely a dangerous play. It could have gone either way, but
well, the stoppage is going to lead to Tacoma making its final change of the night. And they're going to pull off Jesse Daly in favor of Joel Ridestrand. Kind of a like-for-like swap in those two players' games. See there, Chris Little along the near touchline, and well, I don't think I need to be a mind reader to know what he thinks of the call. He doesn't have the benefit of replay quite the way that we do. Thumped downfield by Burt Gilroy. Here's Isley. Jonathan Brown. Content with the corner, and we're at that stage in the match now where Oklahoma City Energy won't be in much of a hurry to get these restarts taken.
yeah, that always gets frustrating, but as a veteran team, they're going to be walking to every single ball, making sure that they get the far ball. All those little tricks to waste a little bit of time here and there, give them less of a chance.
Garcia. Looking that. Well, pretty good header on the end of it by Isley, but there was a foul that took place that allowed him to get there. And it's going to lead to Oklahoma City making its third and final change right away. Going to pull off Omar Gordon in favor of Cal Okot. And Gordon, like you mentioned, going to take his time there. A very active 84 minutes from Omar Gordon.
Again, I don't think going down the middle is going to be where Tacoma wins the ball.
Muse looking for the sideline and distribution. Caught the recent substitute. Gets the return.
Yeah, they won't be in a hurry to cross the ball or to lose possession at all here.
Alvin Jones doing battle with Nick Hines there. Nick Hines getting chastised there for trying to speed up the restart. Jones, low cross in, dangerous ball there. Highland takes over. He swings across toward the back post. And another free kick. Jonathan Brown fouled Jonathan Campbell inside the penalty area. Serrano. Five minutes plus stoppage to go. Tacoma down a goal here at home. Lamar, you've been in this situation before. What has to happen mentally, physically to dig deep and fight your way through to that equalizer?
There has to be a little bit of urgency, but also composure.
Burke Gilroy here right in front of goal. Cleared away. Atiba Harris that time. Pardon me, Lamar's the chance developed right after I finished that question. Tencio trying to keep it dangerous here. And a kind deflection for Lorendi. Lamar, please finish up that thought.
Yeah, I think just, like I was saying, a little bit of urgency, but composure in the final third. Something that Tacoma's shown a little bit of, but obviously not enough to get a goal off of so far. But start to get that urgency where this might be your last chance, you know, maybe. Maybe that pressure allows them to have a little bit more composure.
Ridestrand here. Well, Vargas and Hines both look like they expected that ball to head to the other player. In the end, Ridestrand splits the distance. Hines gives away the free kick there. He and Isley exchange words after the fact. Lamar, your opinion on that?
I think Hines assumed from the beginning he thought it was his ball. This one, it depends on when the ref actually took a look at the two who were fighting.
Garcia, dangerous ball there. 2-0. Oklahoma City getting it done on the free kick. Served in by Rafael Garcia, and Atiba Harris cashes it right in the middle.
Yeah, we always knew they were going to be dangerous on the free kicks with the height disparity between the two teams. They're able to capitalize.
Well, pretty much when you're nursing a 1-goal lead late in the match, no better time than the 89th minute to bag the second. That's the second time in 2 games that Defiance have conceded off of a set piece. And defending them has been an area of concern. As the club now seems set to absorb its 13th loss of the season.
Yeah, they're going to want a few of those early chances, obviously, back. They say goals change games, and it definitely would have changed this game from the beginning.
Here's Isley. Isley, entry ball looking for Brown. Ocott races toward the middle. 2 minutes of added time will play here at Cheney Stadium. The announcement from the 4th official over there. There's a man down, and it's Kyle Highland. Tacoma looking like they're not going to put this ball out of play.
It's usually the case towards the end of a game.
Ridestrand back to Hopiau there. Pardon me, Lamar.
Especially when they had a chance to put the ball out, didn't. Tacoma doesn't really feel like they feel obligated to put the ball out once they get the ball back.
They're going to call for the trainers here. Well, Highland, man who hit what currently stands as the game-winning goal. Fans, don't forget to tune in to ESPN3 on July 31st at 6 p.m. for a Wednesday night soccer contest in the Land of Enchantment. 2 of USL's newest clubs battle for playoff position as El Paso Locomotive FC travels to New Mexico United. See it all July 31st at 6 p.m. Pacific on Wednesday Night Soccer on ESPN3. USL Academy unveiled its elite youth platform. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest levels across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. Well, that's Hopiau's way of returning the ball. Some savvy out of the winger, too. Giving Tacoma a chance to try to defend this throw-in.
Yeah, just an opportunity to keep them in their half. You're down 2, you might as well put them on their backs.
Potencio, Ridestrand, Watson. And into space for Alvin Jones. He'll go down the line to Shorn Brown. Still running on fresh legs, 2 minutes into stoppage time here. Can't quite control that ball, though. We're at the end of the 2 scheduled minutes. We'll see if we add on anything else for that injury to Kyle Highland. Burke Gilroy. A cross in from him. Finds the hands of Lorendi.
Just have to be a little better at picking guys out in the box. I think we've had a couple good crosses, but seems nobody's there on the end of them.
Well, there is the whistle for full time. Tacoma Defiance make it to 75 minutes in on level terms, but in the end, the fatigue just bears through, and another costly set piece in the late minutes as they lose 2-0 at home here to Oklahoma City Energy. Lamar, your final thoughts on the span of 90 minutes?
Yeah, I think Tacoma will be a little bit disappointed with the result. I think they, in the first half, had the better chances. Obviously, a few off the post, a few quick chances, but no luck in the offensive half, and then leading down into the stretch, obviously getting scored on.
Well, that's going to do it for us here from Cheney Stadium. Defiance back at home on August 9th against Orange County Soccer Club. We'll have that match for you at 7 p.m. Pacific time. But for all of us here at Cheney Stadium, including Lamar Nagel, I'm Andrew Harvey saying so long. Thank you for joining us on ESPN+, and we hope to see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.